Hello guys, Hyeperion here, back with another video. I'm really hyped at the moment, as you can guess from the thumbnail. I got the full Mad God Messenger set. The crazy thing is that I got the full set within 30 Oryxes without even trying. They just dropped on the way and I got it real fast. My initial statement on the set is that it's pretty good. Unlike the Pirate King Warrior set, this set is totally viable. Before we get into the details, here is a useless edit of me acquiring the set. Just a fun little fact, the run I got the tome in, I also got the Scutum Shield. That's some crazy luck. Just get the white, fight Oryx, see orange bag, get scared you're about DC, and tome. This wizard I'm playing is actually crazy lucky. Like within a span of 400 fame I get like 8 whites and 2 awesome STs. Anyways, the set consists of the Theorji Wand, I don't know how to say it, Theorji, the ST one, which comes from Janus. The Ceremonial Murlot, which drops from Oryx, not O2, just the first guy that never gets stunned. The Anointed Robe, man, that reminds me of a disgusting Anointed luck in Borderlands 3. It drops from the Stone Guardians and also the Suits of Armor, so clearing for Janus has even more value. This robe is pretty good. And finally, the Ring of Pagan Favor, which drops from the Oryx Brutes and Commanders. Wearing all 4 pieces of the set nets you this cheeky sprite. Honestly, it's pretty cool, but a little too thick when you look at it from behind. Now let's take a deeper look into each item. First up, the Theurgy Wand. Looking at its card, it has 2 shots dealing 90 to 100 damage each, which is pretty strong, but has a reduced 75% rate of fire, and also only 7.5 range. But damn, that 1100 feed power is pretty hot. Although you wouldn't want to feed this item unless you have too many copies. Now, is it actually good? Let's move over to the DPS chart. The black line is the ST one we are looking at, so it has the same DPS as the Fallen one at 0 defense, but falls off straight after, and beats the tier 13 one up until 66 defense. Seeing it actually shoot, you can see the pattern isn't too bad, other than the fact that you don't truly have 7.5 range, more like 5 range, but do remember it pierces as well, so with this pattern it'll shred minions. And if you didn't notice, its shots are similar to the Corruption Cutter Dagger, just more tight and more range. It also shares the same little bug, where if you shoot an odd number of times with another weapon, even just once, and switch back, the shot pattern changes. This is probably the better shot pattern, as you will miss less and have a little more range, and I don't think those 2 shots connect for the other one. The Ceremonial Murlot. This time heals for 154 HP per use, which isn't great, but it gives you a bonus 20 attack and minus 5 defense on use. You get more fragile, but you deal a decent amount more damage. As a priest, you mainly want to play for the group healing or purifying, so the DPS boost is kinda useless, but I guess in a group you can stand out from other priests. The attack boost also goes well with the wand, which falls off at higher defense. So overall on its own, I'd just say it's okay. Definitely not good, especially with the bonus effect, which I forgot to mention, which is when you get hit for over 50 damage you have a 1% chance of becoming drunk. This effect is fully pointless and just ugly. It won't hurt the tome too much though. Next up, the Anointed Robe. A highly sought after item. Why? Because it's the best DPS robe in the game, beating out the Water Dragon Silk Robe, although that robe gives 6 speed. This robe gives 13 defense, 4 attack, 3 dexterity, 3 wisdom and 20 mana. The thing is, this robe gives the best DPS stat, but it doesn't make you fragile, which is a common trend. More DPS, but more fragile, as it gives the same defensive bonus as a tier 13 robe. Sadly, this just makes the Water Dragon robe a little less desirable. There's just a trend with these ST armors that are built for DPS, straight up making the UTs less desirable, such as Fire Dragon armor versus Mercy's Bane, or Spectral Cloth versus Tene, and now Water Robe versus the Anointed Robe, but whatever. The last piece of the set, the Ring of Pagan Favor. A common thing with most ST sets are that the ring is really bad, but this one isn't bad at all. 60 HP, 5 defense, 5 wisdom, and minus 5 vitality. Vitality is pretty much a non-existent stat, so ignore that cost. This is basically a bloodshed ring with 40 less HP. It's not horrible, it's not great, but at least it's okay. So each item individually ranges from okay to decent, which is good for an ST set because there are even more bonuses on top of wearing all 4 pieces together, which I'll talk about now. With the entire set equipped, you get 160 HP, 20 MP, a solid 14 attack and 13 dexterity, 18 defense, 7 wisdom and -8 vitality. Like I said before, vitality is nothing. The wisdom isn't much either as you're still healing a small amount. You also get no speed boost. With the full set you get 160 HP and 18 defense, which is actually nice, but if you count that the tome deducts 5 defense on use, you're pretty much on 13 defense. Even then you aren't fragile, but you aren't beefy either. You also lack a good mana boost, only getting 20, which is kind of unfortunate, but then again you're using the tome for the DPS boost, so you won't need too much mana to spam it. The strong point lies in the DPS though, giving a huge 14 attack and 13 dexterity, outshining the DPS boost of any other priest set, except for a priest with 3 parts of this set and a crown. And with a fairly good wand, which also pierces, you can get a good amount of stuff done. You end up with around 1800 base DPS, one of the highest on a priest, while still retaining the piercing, and with the tome you get bumped up to 2300 DPS, which is actually solid and comparable to other classes. So that's all the statistical unbiased stuff out of the way. What do I think of it? Well, it's cool. It's a DPS set which isn't a glass cannon either, but we're talking about a priest here. You choose this class to heal with. If you want to help the group or if you're unconfident and want big heals for yourself, I kinda suggest using a paladin. It's really beefy with its heal. If you really want to just do any bit of DPS, simply use any other class. It's just pointless trying to play DPS on a priest. Even if you did, I'd suggest they increase the range of the wand to 8 to actually, make people consider making a DPS priest. But there'd be a lot of unfair balance going on. I guess they could have made it an extreme survivability set. Well, there's not much more you can add to the priest, especially when there's literally 10 tomes that change up the gameplay. So the pros, you get great DPS. The cons, on a priest. That's literally all there is to it. Do I find this set fun? Well yes, shooting a double shot wand, piercing and shredding minions is fun, and I love the sprite. Is it a good set? Well, it's clearly not bad. Yeah, I'd say it's good, just unnecessary. That's about it on the theoretical side. Now it's time to see the priest in action. Before this video ends, I'd like to give a shout out to the patrons that have supported me overall. So thank you so much to Asher J, Ivan Francisov, Caleb Eaton and Ickmototo. You guys are absolute legends.